photo repository for Wikimedia projects. So it's a place where you can upload photos that are license free to one general repository. I'm going to show you how to do that now, and then ultimately how to upload that photo into a Wikipedia article. So the first thing I'm going to do is open Wikimedia Commons. So Wikimedia Commons is another website. It's commons.wikimedia.org, or you can always just Google Wikimedia Commons. It's the same login, so all Wikimedia projects will have the same username and same password as your Wikipedia password. So there's no need to create a new username or password for other Wikimedia projects. It is all the same. So I'm going to go ahead and log in to Wikimedia Commons. So in brief, the reason I would do this is, let's say I was in a Wikipedia article and I was writing a Wikipedia article about a scientist or a professor or somebody who else was notable. And I created the article and I happen to have a photo of that person that I would like to include in the article. The photo isn't already in Wikimedia Commons, but I want to put it in my Wikipedia article. I have to go to Wikimedia Commons first and upload it there before I'm able to find it in Wikipedia. So in order to do that, you would go to Wikimedia Commons, you would log in, you go to the top right and use what's called our upload wizard. You would click on the blue button for upload, and it's just like uploading a file to an email or or Dropbox or something like that. So I would click on select media files to share. I would go to my downloads, which is where I downloaded this presentation. It is important to note that you can actually upload PDF files. So it doesn't always have to be a photo. It can be PDFs. In some cases, I don't necessarily know how to do it, but there's a way to upload audio and video files as well. But most things on Wikipedia are single images. Because this is a large PDF, sometimes it takes a while, but for a single image, it usually is not this long. It is possible to upload multiple photos at once as well. So once this is done uploading, it's going to ask me about the rights to this image, or PDF in our case. It's going to ask me, is this your own file that you created, or is it a file that somebody else created? If it's a photo that you created or that you took and that you own, you would say, yes, this is my own file. I'm giving up the rights to it and putting it on Wikimedia Commons for anyone around the world to use. If it's not your photo, for example, if it's a historical image, you can add it by saying, no, this is not my image, but I know that the copyright has expired. Now, I'm not an expert on copyright law, especially international copyright law. So I would just caution you that just to be sure that you adhere to your own country's copyright law when uploading photos to Wikimedia Commons. So now okay, it's taking a while, this file, longer than usual. That's interesting. Okay, great. So my upload has completed. I'm going to click continue. Again, it's the first thing it's going to ask is this file your own work? Is this file not your own work? So yeah, if I say yes, it's very simple. I would click yes and click next, and I would caption the file, describe it, add a date, maybe even add a category, click publish, and my photo or PDF would be uploaded to Wikimedia Commons. After which I can go into any Wikipedia article, paste in the file name, it will pull it up and I can paste it into a Wikipedia article. If you're dealing with something that's not your work, you would click, this file is not my own work. Now in the United States, with our copyright law, it's anything published before 1925 no longer has rights assigned to it, and it's in the public domain, which means that anybody can use it. So I would go down and I could select, I know that the copyright has expired. In some cases, if somebody has published that photo on Flickr and said that it is within the public domain and anyone can use it for even commercial reasons, you could select that option. If it's something that was published by the United States government, because anything published here in the United States by the government in many cases is in the public domain and you can use that. So you'd really just select the one that applies most to the photo that you're uploading. This is one of the trickiest things about Wikimedia Commons, because you do need to know the rights of a photo and what you can legally do and not do with it before uploading it. The easiest thing to do is to take a photo yourself, upload it, and use it, because that way it's your photo and you can release the rights. So I'm going to go ahead and again go back to saying this is my own work. I do see questions in the chat. I will address them in one moment because we are just coming to the end of the presentation here. So I'm just going to use the caption. Same thing for everything. I'm going to put a date. And I have a category called Wikimedia DC slides. So I'm going to add it to that. And publish. There's one additional page here, which you'll see in a moment, and the use of it is optional. I am going to skip it. Now, again, because I'm doing this, because I'm adding these slides, the PDF of these slides to Wikimedia Commons, I can now go into that Wikipedia event page that I created and paste those slides from Commons into that page. And that way you'll be able to use it at a later date. Now you'll see here we have a question about metadata. That it's asking you to assign metadata or descriptors to this particular image. Now, it doesn't necessarily apply to what we're doing here because it's not a standalone image of anything in particular. It is instead just a slide presentation. But let's say you were uploading a photo of a flower or a science experiment or a lecture. For example, you can just type what it's depicting. That just makes the photos more searchable, using metadata. There's no reason to use it. It's not required, but this is something that is a new product within Wikimedia Commons rather, and some will encourage you to use it just to make Wikimedia Commons more searchable. You do not have to use it at this point. And if you don't want to use it, you could just scroll down and click skip this step, which I will do. And now my photo is uploaded to Commons. Now, because my photo is in Commons, it can be used on Wikipedia, it can be used in Wikidata, it can be used across all Wikimedia projects because I put it in Commons first. Now, again, this is a learning curve. It's something you'll learn more about as you do it, just like anything within Wikimedia. So please, I encourage you, if you have things that you know are copyright free and that you would like to share on Wikipedia, you are more than welcome to do so on Wikimedia Commons. Now that is the last part of the presentation. I do see we have some questions. I'm going to go ahead and open the chat and address the ones that are there first, and then we can continue to take